everybody, it's Non-Z News here, and today we've got a lot of updates coming today, so stay tuned. So it's probably going to be a bit of a longer video today, but first we're going to go into NATO. So if you haven't heard, the NATO Summit is in full swing, so we've gotten a lot of information coming from this NATO Summit. First, we've got some statements coming from Zelensky and officials from NATO. So the officials at the NATO Summit in Washington admitted that Europe and the United States do not have time to produce weapons to meet all of Ukraine's needs. So this was stated by Wall Street. And we also got news that the United States, this is Zelensky saying this, the United States must lift all restrictions on strikes on Russian territory. Ukraine needs the ability to attack Russian aircraft immediately at air bases. So that's a big thing. Zelensky is asking to obviously use Western American weapons to strike deep into Russian territory. So I don't know how deep they want to strike, but they said they want to target air bases. So that's very interesting. And if you can see here, apparently the NATO chief Jens Stoltenberg has received the Presidential Medal of Freedom. So if you can see his post on X, honored and humbled to receive the Presidential Medal of Freedom from Biden. So he Stoltenberg got a medal. So and French President Emmanuel Macron has also stated that the main opponents of Ukraine joining NATO are the US and Germany. Macron said. So the main opponents of Ukraine joining NATO is America and Germany. This was stated by the French President Macron. So NATO also considers Russia's victory in Ukraine to be the greatest risk and outcome, and the outcome of this conflict will determine the global security system for decades, stated Jens Stoltenberg, the head of NATO. So pretty big news coming out. The United States has also said that its allies are committing to allocate more than $1 billion to strengthen Ukraine's air defense systems, Washington states. And this is the latest news coming from the meeting. Apparently Ukraine, this is Zelensky talking, so Ukraine needs at least 128 F-16 aircrafts and even more Abrams tanks. Zelensky, 128 F-16. So this is bigger than most countries' air force. 126 fighters, well, multi-role fighters, multi-role aircraft. So pretty big. That's a lot of aircraft and billions of dollars worth of equipment. But apparently he needs it to stable the front line, maybe give Ukrainian troops more air support. But we've got pretty big news coming from some sources coming from Murmansk. So if you see the city here in the northern of Russia, apparently the FSB has stopped the attempted of the Ukrainian Special Services to organize a terrorist attack on the aircraft carrier. So apparently we're not sure if this is true right now, but apparently we've gotten rumors or stuff that apparently Ukrainian terrorists, the Russians call them, are preparing, were about to, harm or even sink or seriously damage the aircraft carrier, the Russia's only aircraft carrier. So this is pretty big news, and apparently this is true and confirmed that apparently the FSB has also prevented the terrorist attacks against 3 high-ranking military personnel of the Ministry of Defense. A Russian citizen born in 1994 was detained who organized the delivery of 3 explosive devices. So if you can see here, apparently this man tried to, it's unknown who he was targeting, but they just stated 3 top 3 high-ranking military personnel of the Ministry of Defense. So it doesn't state who they were targeting, but so apparently a big assassination attempt. we got news coming from Modi. So time to leave off from where we last left off on India and Moscow. So if you didn't know, I'll just recap really quickly. So the Indian Prime Minister visited Moscow yesterday, and he actually stayed for 2 days. He met with Vladimir Putin, he talked a lot, and Modi, the Prime Minister of India, has just departed from Russia today. So he will take his plane, as you see. So I've gathered all the, I think, the most important statements of their discussion between Modi and Putin. So apparently, Russia and India agreed to develop invisible securities in Eurasia and intensify integration processes. Russia and India emphasized the necessity of a peaceful resolution around Ukraine through diplomacy and involvement of both sides of the conflict. Putin and Modi also agreed to increase the Russian-Indian trade turnover to $100 billion US dollars by 2030, and Russia and India call for reform of the UN Security Council and supports New Delhi's membership as a permanent member. So, pretty big talks that's happened, and yeah, as I say, the most biggest one is Putin and Modi agrees on increased Russian-Indian trade turnover to $100 billion. So, pretty big, and the United States has responded to this. So, the US has stated, the US State Department has stated that the US is concerned about India's relationship with Russia. So, pretty big news. We've also got news coming from Belarus and China. So, Belarus and China launched apparently a night parachute exercise near the Polish border. Apparently, the Chinese and the Belarusian military will practice parachute landing exercises near the border of Poland, as reported by the Belarus Ministry of Defense. So this was stated. So apparently these military exercises are joint anti-terrorism drills between the two countries. Militaries have commented the Chinese and the Belarusian military will practice parachute landings on the Polish border. So very interesting news. For the first time since the assassination attempt, the Slovak Prime Minister Robert Fico has officially returned to work. Today, writing on Facebook, "Dear and progressive media and opposition, sorry, I survived, but I'm back." But now we're going to be moving to Spain. Spain has completed the repair of 10 Leopard 2A4 tanks, which will be delivered to Ukraine. The transfer will take place in the near future, and another 9 Leopard 2A4s tanks will be ready by September. So Spain delivering pretty big tanks to Ukraine. So that's pretty good news for Ukraine. We got on news coming from the northern heights of Israel, so around here. So apparently Hezbollah has struck a car in Israel with 2 senior officers of the Israeli 210th Golan Division. So not Golan, the Golan Division. So it doesn't state who is in this, and it doesn't state if they survived or not. So this came out earlier today. So we're not sure. We'll probably get more news about that tomorrow. Saudi Arabia has apparently threatened to dump billions in European debt over Russian asset seizure, Bloomberg has reported. According to Bloomberg article, Saudi Arabia has privately indicated early this year that it might sell some of European debt holdings if the group of the G7 decides to seize nearly 300 billion worth of Russian frozen assets. So Saudi Arabia is threatening to seize their assets and sell some of their European debt holdings if the EU seizes the $300 billion of Russia's frozen assets. So pretty big news. We got some news coming from yesterday. As I said in yesterday's video, that Zelensky and Donald Tusk, the Prime Minister of Poland, they have both signed a security pact. And within this treaty, the 14th point, if you can see here in your bottom left corner, Poland will apparently encourage Ukrainians to return to serve in the armed forces of Ukraine. This is stated by the 14th point of the security agreement concluded between Poland and Ukraine. So pretty big news. So we got news coming from Volgograd region. So if you see here in your bottom left corner, apparently a Ukrainian drone, the Kamikaze Beaver, has landed by electronic warfare in the Volgograd region. So you see here, I don't know if the Russians will do some analysis on this drone, maybe produce their own version of this Beaver Kamikaze drone and probably perfect it. But there you go. We got some news. I couldn't really put this on the map because this just came out. Apparently, Peru is considering the possibility of purchasing South Korean FA-50 aircraft and F-21 fighters, KF-21 fighters. So Peru is now considering possibilities of purchasing South Korean aircraft. So again, I'll state the FA-50 aircraft and the KF-21 aircraft fighters. So pretty big news. So that's it. That's all I have for you today. If you like what I do here, I tell everyone the non-scene news every day. So if you like it, please subscribe and like. I am non-scene news. I'll try and provide you news that Western medias and other medias around the world do not provide you. So please like and subscribe, and I hope I see you all again. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.